All right. Well, to start, I have barely looked at this Variety's every Marvel Studios movie show from worst to best. Andrew, I don't think you've seen it. Connor, I do think you've seen the
I have
list,
seen it.
and you
I've
hate
seen
it.
maybe like one or
I
two.
hate it.
It's like
There's definitely some
I don't
things they
know.
didn't have to include for it. It's just the Marvel projects as a whole. Which I mean, when my buddy and I looked at it, we were going with the mindset of like MCU projects, and like
Mhm.
there's like two or three that aren't necessarily MCU projects. I mean, they are because they're from Marvel, and they're post like
You
Fox
could
acquisition
argue
and
that
stuff.
technically with the whole multiverse saga,
I mean, like you could, yeah. I
every
mean, that's like the whole thing.
everything is technically now MCU because you can just argue that it's a
But like
alternate
X
timeline.
Men '97, The Friendly Neighborhood Spider Man, What If, like those
Yeah,
all
I wouldn't have
technically.
included.
I wouldn't have included those three projects, even though I love X Men '97,
Really? Because
and
they're made under the MCU banner.
they are,
And
but they just don't. When it makes it more complicated when you are looking at like the MCU projects and trying to like rank them. Because like in my head,
right.
ranking like Civil War and X Men '97 very drastically depending on what like the actual setting is for re-ranking them.
Yeah. I
Because
mean, I
now
guess
we're
that's
gonna have
fair.
X-Men 97 people, the cast in Doomsday, and they're gonna recast them probably eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. Well, they locked in the guy who did Thunderbolts as the X-Men director for the live action.
Yes, Jake something.
I think yeah. I don't remember his name. I just know that they at least have publicized that he's going to be the director for whatever live action X-Men movie the MCU is going to do.
I rewatched Thunderbolts a couple days or like last week.
It's good.
I'm changing my rank.
Did you
I'm
rent
lowering.
it?
My parents did. So
Lowering it.
I'm lowering it from what I might have had it. I like Thunderbolts. I don't like the last hour.
Wait, why are you lowering it?
The last hour of the
Like
movie killed it for me. I'm so sick and
what?
tired of watching
Really?
people like Bucky and Yelena fight gods that are just like
Well, they clearly very much lost in head to head,
well, I mean,
hand to
yeah.
hand.
Why? But the hand to
Like
hand combat was not even like even like it would not have been. It was like not an entertaining fight. It was just him throwing them around.
okay,
I will give
in
you
my
that.
opinion, I
It's
feel like
and
that
not.
it,
was
and like the whole villain thing and the power of friendship type of ending didn't do it for me. I liked the first hour and a half. The first hour and a half I really enjoyed.
It,
So as a whole, I
yeah,
enjoyed
it
the
hits
movie.
hard. I feel like the climax hits hard, but it is a little bit repetitive to like WandaVision.
Exactly.
I I feel like they could have curved it a little bit more to
Uh,
being unique, but I do think it was still a powerful
it's
conclusion
hard.
in my
I can
opinion.
see how it would not maybe connect to audiences like that, how they went about it. Um, I think that so if I was to put myself in that shoes, I would then say, okay, maybe it didn't hit home for me that last hour. But if that's what you're gonna do, I think they can hit it. Like if you're gonna do that, then they did it as to the best of their ability, and I could see that I wouldn't have done it any differently if you're gonna go about it that route because I mean I'm not like an aficionado on the character of Sentry, but I have read that the first like run or two of the new Avengers, and let me tell you, uh, that was about as comic accurate as Sentry could have been.
oh,
From
I
the
don't doubt
look,
any like that. I have no problem with. It's
that and the
the
Void, like the Void too. Like I
yes,
felt like even though the Void is a little different in the comics, like as far as maybe like aesthetic or powers, I'm not 100% sure, but it's like I thought that was such an interesting, relatable way to make the villain. Other than just kind of turning him into like a Fantastic Four 2005 Galactus,
yeah.
mist being, you know. And
Well,
now
that
Sentry's
the
out there. Like you
problem.
have this kind of like atom bomb just floating around for like Doom or like Wanda if she wants to come back as a villain or like you
So
could
mad
do
about that.
so many. You could do
I think Cole is
you
also
could do
still mad about that.
you could do so
I
many things with the
yeah.
Void. can do so many things with the Sentry in the Void. Like he's not gonna be the lead of his own movie ever probably, and nor should he be.
No.
But I think they're gonna do with him what they've been doing with the Hulk past 20 years.
They haven't done anything very good since Ragnarok.
What I'm saying is they're not ever going to give Hulk his own movie for some copyright reason, but they've been inserting him and trying to figure out ways to use him as a character to heighten stories, to heighten themes, and I think that they could very well do that with. I'm just saying, like they executed very well on the character of Void and Slash Sentry himself, and I think as a comic fan, that excited me. I'll say my only qualm with the movie was that's not the new Avengers.
My whole thing is like you spent Brave New World bringing. Marvel has been screwing Anthony Mackie's Captain America, Sam Wilson,
hard.
Brave New World. On my rewatch, I saw it in theaters. And my rewatch, I was like, it's just a Red Hulk movie. I love Sam Wilson.
I'm of the opinion that if they had combined elements of Brave New World and Captain America, or the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, if they had combined those two projects, there is an interesting.
There is. I agree with you.
The too late of a sequel for the Hulk. I've heard some people saying that like Captain America is not as bad as we thought it was. It's truly just like okay. There's no other way to describe it. Yeah,
Brave New World's, in my opinion, its biggest sin is that it should be a Hulk movie, not a Captain America movie.
Yeah,
and like that's
just not interesting.
He was way more interesting. Like I think splitting Bucky away from him. Like I think like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. People, you can like rate it where you want it. I love that show purely because I don't care. I could care less about the villain or what they're fighting, but the character building between Bucky and Sam, like figuring out who they are with each other, is just like such a good character show.
Agreed.
That like, and their dynamic and their chemistry is fantastic. But
the show itself is pretty underrated by the community as a whole, I think.
Yeah, but like if you look at it overall from like a storytelling standpoint, it's like a mediocre story if you're not looking at the characters themselves.
Yeah,
the show
as a whole,
the villain does suck.
Well, the villain is actually John Walker, but
the villain is America in the show. The villain is the United States.
If they had, and the thing is, like, it's hard not to have like a secondary like flag smasher villain. Or whoever they were going to put in there.
I just didn't care about their
Captain America's rogue gallery is really good until it's not. And then it really sucks.
Yeah.
Because they're just a bunch of terrorists or Nazis. Like, you can only have so many terrorists and Nazis keep coming back in a movie.
Yeah.
And so if you're taking Flag Smasher, who was like what we saw on the show is not what's in the comic books.
No.
And have like kind of this like soapbox villain, like front, like and it's not gonna sell. It's not gonna sell when you have like John Walker, who is the perfect metaphor for what's wrong with America today, and he almost gets like he should have and could have stolen that show, but they actually kind of like made it so that he can't.
Yeah, I think if he kind of did when he was there.
Because he almost has like a phase 1, phase 2 journey between the Falcon and the Winter Soldier into Thunderbolts, like that through line or there.
I love his character in Thunderbolts. His character,
right?
I love his.
Well, this is coming back to.
Can we also talk about how Anthony Mackie's Captain America is just kind of stupid for working for the U.S. government?
Yes.
Again,
yeah.
Yeah,
that choice. That was a weird choice. I thought.
And for Thunderbolt Ross, like, come on, man.
Yeah, of all people,
kind of disrespectful to the Avengers. It's a horrible character decision.
It's disrespectful.
And their biggest flaw with that movie, in terms of a story, is they kept saying, "Oh, Sam's going to lead the Avengers." Like he gets the ask from Ross, and then they tease it at the end. Why did he not build a team during his movie?
Yeah,
exactly.
His movie easily could have been about him / a prequel to the next Avengers movie as far as like a
Yes,
team.
it should have been a baby Avengers movie.
And now they're going into the next Avengers movie with nothing to have built up before it.
Yeah, I've really, really, really learned over the past, because you guys know that I was probably defending Marvel more than I should have in late phase 4. However, I am of the opinion now that they are trying to do what they did in phase 1, 2, and 3, which is they're throwing stuff out and they're pretending like it connects in places that it's obviously not at the moment since they went too wide.
Yeah.
It needed to be planned out more.
Last thing I'll say about Thunderbolts, unless we want to keep talking about it, because you guys said something. You said one of you said something like a minute ago that reminded me of this. It was cool about how like John Walker had kind of like a phase 1, phase 2. I think Thunderbolts is a spectacular movie for a lot of reasons, but I think if you're looking at it from like within the context of the MCU, I think it's so good because I came out of that movie and the not the best compliment I could give it, but one of my favorite compliments I can give it is that I now want to go back, or at least I did at the time. I wanted to go back and rewatch Black Widow. I wanted to rewatch uh, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I wanted to rewatch
Man
the
and Wasp.
original. Yeah, I wanted to rewatch like these original properties that these characters came from because now those movies, how good this movie was and how well they were written in this movie, it's elevated how much we care about those characters in other projects. So now, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Quantumania, you're gonna go
Oh,
back and
maybe don't
you're
rewatch
gonna have
Quantumania.
maybe not Quantumania. Sorry,
Yeah, not
Ant-Man and
Quantum
Wasp.
Wasp.
Ant-Man and
And
Wasp.
Wasp. I was like, maybe don't rewatch that. Don't put yourself through that
We can
again.
strike that from the record.
It's gone. It's in the void.
That's a one. What's a
you now-
one-time watch? And then that's it.
I was very let down by that movie. You just now emotionally care about these characters that maybe it really didn't. They were either just very shallowly written or very one note, outside of like Yelena in Black Widow. But now you care even much more about Yelena's and Red Guardian's characters because you. I mean, come on! Like the emotional climax of their characters in that movie was that little like sidewalk chat where they were breaking down, and you're like, oh my gosh, like you believe these characters and you believe that they care about each other. And
What?
so I think
The strong. I like the part that I like about the movie is the characters of the Thunderbolts group. They are in my opinion, that is the highlights of that movie. Is all those characters. I just hate that they took the grouping that they did of John Walker, Bucky, Yelena, Red Guardian, and Ghost, and threw three, like, if you put them like maybe against like the original Avengers or like Cap, Iron Man, or anything like that, they would have been able to hold their own in in a fight sequence at some point.
No, yeah, they're very much like almost C tier as far as power level.
Yeah, and then you throw them against an S tier Sentry. It's just not entertaining in my opinion. Personally,
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. I didn't leave thinking like I was not let down when I left it, but I did not think it was like a comeback.
Marvel save.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Marvel's back type of like, you know, how everybody does every other movie. But
every other movie. But the good thing about the movie that maybe is the reason why people jump on board so intensely is that it was the first one in a while to really progress.
That's fair.
And
That's
include things. Yeah, I mean the new Avengers scenes, all the Val stuff, the end credits, like it pushes us further, which is what we want because we're not in a standalone business for these movies anymore. We need more
another great
connection.
thing. I think another great thing that it and then Fantastic Four did, because I said this to a buddy. I said, look, if Fantastic Four is as good of a movie as I think it is, and it, in my opinion, it was. These two movies, for me personally, I can't say for everyone. For me personally, I am now ready to see what this Doomsday movie will be, because at the very least, I have characters that I care about in these movies and who I feel like I have been on like an emotional journey with. I have seen what they can do. I've seen their dynamics. I want to see more of their dynamics. And that's kind of like what Avengers movies are at the very least, is you want to return to this team dynamic. You want to see how they're going to interact with these other characters. a ton of people don't love Avengers: Age of Ultron, but darn it, if there's not some
I
really
disagree.
good Avengers team,
I love that
well,
movie.
I'm not saying I'm not one of them. I really like Age of Ultron.
When we get to this list, you'll see why I was pissed off so early.
I'm not gonna say it's. I've got my problems with it for sure, but like I really liked it. But I think the best parts of the whole movie, outside of some of James Spader's individual performances,
James Spader's Ultron is so good.
was the fact that we got to see them as a team for a whole movie. You know,
Yeah.
that's the only movie that out of all the Avengers movies, that's the only team where the Avengers were whole.
Yeah,
whole movie.
Because you have, you have the first Avengers, which is amazing for, I think, different reasons than the other ones are. Like, if I had to choose my favorite Avengers movie, I'm ignoring Endgame and Infinity War because those are Avengers movies. But out of Captain America: Civil War is basically an Avengers movie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue.
It's not really. I mean, like, it is kind of like it does focus on Cap, but it's
a baby
majority. It's a baby's Avengers movie, and I include that in my.
But it's also a perfect example of what we need to be making right now instead of one or two characters. Yeah. Like, you can have more people. I get
make
that
it work.
And it
tallies
the
up
world.
The overall budget of the film, but still, like, it's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
Should we get to this list before we get too sidetracked?
We're kind of cycling through these things.
Do you want me to read through it since I've seen it and let you guys react to it?
Yeah. That works.
Okay.
We can also share on here.
I can share my screen. It just takes over my camera, I think. Actually, maybe not. All right, we can do this.
Right. We'll
pull it up. We can do like this. Make sure that OBS is still there. Okay. All right.
Wait, mine says watch stream.
Yeah, if you click on that,
Click on it, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right. So we have at number 54, we start with Secret Invasion.
I don't disagree with this.
I don't disagree with that at all.
It had the most potential, and it was the most poorly executed, and not to mention, like, the fact that they went with AI as the intro during this time specifically, they went for something that you could tell that they thought they were being like avant-garde with that intro. It was so tone deaf.
Okay, so yes, Secret Invasion is allowed to be at the worst. Connor, I thought you were gonna say the fact that Maria Hill dies in the show.
That too. That is also. I think that's number 2. That is number 2.
Was a bad. Yeah, no, I didn't like it.
That was bad. That was a bad choice.
Well, like rewatching Far From Home and seeing Maria Hill, like,
sad.
Yeah. What I was saying was, like, Skrull's storyline is so big.
It is
so expansive. Like, you either need to give it its own flippin' saga or just not touch it. If you're doing if you're doing the Secret Invasion storyline, you can have Skrulls. I don't mind that there's Skrulls around. I think that's kind of cool. But you should not touch Secret Invasion if you're not willing to commit what's going on with Rhodey happening to like 4 to 5 other characters. Like, you can't just commit to just one character. Well, that now like makes us hone in on all the things that this character was a Skrull for, like the Tony thing, as opposed to like saying like, hey, Rhodey was a Skrull, Clint Barton maybe was a Skrull, or Happy was a Skrull. Like, all these, we need to have a scattering of Skrulls for that story to even work. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, well, what did Rhodey do? Like, what did he do to you guys that you're taking Tony Stark's best friend and you're ruining one of the most heartfelt moments of the whole MCU, not the most heartfelt moment of the whole MCU, and invalidating it, and you're not gonna do that with anything else? Like, that's lazy. Yeah. That's lazy.
My headcanon is that it happened after that because that's just how I want it to be.
That's just how I want it to be.
The annoying thing about Secret Invasion is that, like, you knew who was going to be a Skrull because it's just obvious that they didn't have enough budget to hire multiple.
It's clear he's the only cameo. It was either going to be him and or Maria. Exactly. It was going to be him and or Maria, and they killed Maria in the first episode, so it's like, well, Maria's not a Skrull. Yeah. See, I thought they were going to go with like, I don't know. Like I didn't know what they were gonna do, but I was like, well, how many episodes was it? Like 6 episodes.
8.
I was like,
Yeah.
when I saw how many
Six or
episodes
eight.
there were,
Was it 6?
that's how I knew. I was like, this is not gonna be good. This is unless they're
I think
doing
it's almost-
multiple seasons of this.
Honestly, this show doesn't even deserve enough of our commentary.
It doesn't. It doesn't. 53, Thor: The Dark
Just-
World.
Yeah.
It's- the fact that Thor: The Dark World is higher or lower than Thor: Love and Thunder pisses me off.
Just
I
the
don't,
only
know
thing.
if, I don't know if you guys agree with this
I think-
placement, but that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think we
mean,
can
I
officially say
agree.
Thor: The Dark World is. I think we can officially say that Thor: The Dark World is like the most overhated MCU movie. Now,
I agree.
Yeah, I would
in the
agree with
sense
that.
that we've now had multiple phases since Infinity War and Endgame, where it's like, look, is it great? No, but
To be honest, though, I like it.
It's not a.
I'm just
It's
saying,
not
like-
as. It's more enjoyable than the first Thor.
what
I
was gonna
think
say
there's
was, like,
more going
would I
on.
prefer to watch it? Would I prefer to watch it over several other projects that have come out since? Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Ant-Man and the Wasp:
Oh,
Quantumania,
oh,
which is
yeah.
number
You
52.
know what?
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the
Yeah,
Wasp.
and the Wasp
Quantumania is-
Quantumania above
Quantumania is
Thor.
only that high
Yes.
because of Jonathan Majors' performance.
Probably. Yeah. Do you want to hear?
I mean,
Okay.
and Paul Rudd's finding it too. Oh yeah, we need to breeze through some of these bottom ones.
51, Moon Knight.
No, I don't like it that low.
I don't like it
I
that
don't
low
like it that
either. It's not
I
the
don't like
best.
that low, but it's a little forgettable to me.
Yeah, but think of what what else is. We have to remember what else once we get further. Like what else is going to be above
Yeah,
it
no,
in the
it-
ranking.
It's low. That's low.
I
That's
think the
low.
first half of that season should prevent it from being like slow. I don't know.
Like
where I'd put it.
I'd put it maybe in the mid to high 30s.
Yeah, I think
Like I
that's
don't
fair.
think I'd put it below like this. Like Thor: Love and Thunder at 50. I would watch
Yeah.
Moon Knight 1,000 times over watching Thor: Love and
feel-
Thunder again.
I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
It's not low enough. It needs to go lower.
The only Thor: Love and Thunder the only good part is Christian Bale.
And the grayscale, like the black and white
Yes.
planet
Yeah,
scenes.
that was cool.
Are
I
cool.
I didn't mind Natalie Portman's performance as. I thought her storyline was actually pretty good.
See, they
Oh,
took
yeah,
what
it
they
is.
took
They
what
just don't
they
take it
did good with
seriously.
Thor Ragnarok. Taika Waititi took what did good. It's like, oh, this is a different type of Thor that we're watching. This is funny, and the jokes actually
Yeah.
hit more in that movie. And then he tried
Well,
turning it
and
up to
also-
11, and they just did not hit.
It's
Personally,
the difference between him having just the director's credit on Ragnarok and a writing and directing
yes,
credit on Love
yeah,
and Thunder.
I agree.
Don't give that man that much power.
49 is The Incredible Hulk, 2008,
That's fine.
which is
That's fine. I like the
Entertaining.
movie. I think it's good. I actually I go back and forth about if I like Norton or Ruffalo's performance better. I think we can all agree at this point that version of the Hulk is maybe the best version of the Hulk we've ever gotten.
yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I don't say Avengers 1.
oh yeah, Avengers 1
First
Hulk.
Avengers?
Yeah,
Yeah,
first Avengers Hulk.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it'd be a
They
close
balance
one.
the
I-
rage, the scariness
I
of
like-
it, while also, yeah.
Yeah. I
Here's-
just maybe
this
I
is-
just like the look of Norton's Hulk a little bit more than Ruffalo's Hulk. Ruffalo's
Mhm.
Hulk seems a little soft around the edges for me,
Yeah,
like physically.
this was the first one
Yeah.
that really pissed me off. That when I was reading this list, Iron Man 2 at 48.
Yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't rank it that low just because I'm in the minority and I really like Iron Man 2.
I think the 3 Iron Man movies. I think as a whole, like all 3 of them, are perfect for where they are at in the MCU timeline.
Yeah,
like where Tony's
I
at
could
in each
go-
movie.
Yeah.
I could do a
Well,
whole
they're also
episode on why
really-
Iron Man 2 is a lot better than what people say it is, but
Yeah.
I'll just say I would rank it personally a lot higher.
I also need to set there's a line for me because I only think the handful of truly bad. There should be a gap. I mean, we're still in the 40s, but everything above like 45, I'm gonna say, is probably, if it were ranked by me, is like a good movie. Everything below
Yeah,
that is like bad.
Bad. Yeah. 47 is
Because
I-
even though the number,
yeah.
oh,
I
it's
categorize it.
still like
No, you finish what you're saying.
no. I'm just saying that even though the number sounds high in terms of it being ranked low, there's so many projects that we're gonna start getting into. Yeah, this is good, but
Yeah, but there's some that are above that movie that I'm like, really,
I
really.
think
yeah,
for
this is
me,
what
it's
it's gonna
like
become.
I think there's like I think at least within the MCU or superhero movies in general, I think there's great movies, and then I would say that below them, some people say like Cole, like you said, like just good. I categorize it as rewatchable. Like if it's on TV, or somebody's got it on at a party, I may sit down and watch a little bit of it, like because I enjoy the movie. But like I wouldn't necessarily like say like, oh man, this movie in my top 10 or something like that.
Oh yeah, we're
Yeah.
almost at the one that I think is gonna make Cole really mad.
Yeah, let's breeze through a few just
47
for
is Echo, which
could
is
be lower.
it could be lower.
That's fine.
I liked it more than most people, but
I liked the 15 seconds that Daredevil's in it.
Yeah.
I don't know why people hate it as much as they do, but I can understand if it's not everybody's cup of tea.
It's just not anything like it's again like Cole said about Moon
Not
Knight.
really
It's
needed.
forgettable. There wasn't
It
much
was definitely
sustenance.
a character that didn't need her own show as
Exactly.
far as comic book characters, but I feel like they made the show very well.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Eternals is 46.
I mean, realistically, even though I'm a big defender and I like it, I would still probably put it somewhere in the middle range. But I mean, yeah, it's
This is about where I would put
I would
it.
maybe not. As far as execute, I think the movie's a beautiful movie.
I think it looks great.
I think I enjoyed the story. I wouldn't classify that as like for me personally a rewatchable. I'd probably knock it up to 40 just because it's a higher quality project than a lot of other stuff.
Mm. I think it's way too
It's fine.
long for what it is, but 45 is
people just
Captain
didn't connect
America,
with the
Brave New
characters.
World.
okay. Yeah, that makes me mad. At
Oh,
least
wow.
swap those. They're bumping the world a few spots
Oh.
down.
Well, I mean, yeah, if we're talking about other projects that I think of now that would be ranked higher than that we haven't even said yet,
Yeah.
That's too low. Yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier at 44. That one makes me mad. I think that project is overhated. I think it's an underrated project.
I think it's gonna be higher.
I agree with you, but I probably would not get any higher.
I would put it like maybe in the high 30s. Like like the high 30s is where I would put it. In terms of other things. Then we have What If at 43.
Okay, I mean,
I guess.
that show is pretty up and down.
Yeah, we're all like shrug.
42, Age of Ultron.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
That's low.
This is a top 20 movie for me. At least top 20.
I'm gonna make a big claim. Even so, some of the Avengers movies are movies, but Avengers: Age of Ultron is the best film at handling an ensemble cast out of the whole
agree.
MCU.
I agree.
Other than
I don't
Infinity War?
That's different.
Yes.
Yeah, but I agree.
I don't know if it's necessarily different, but Infinity War can feel a little
messy. Maybe not
messy. I think
not messy. That's not the right word.
Well, it's a little bit more clustered. Like you have this group over here, you have this group over here, as opposed to all of
less team focus. For being a movie that is a team movie, there's a lot of characters, and I feel like they handle it well in that one.
Ultron has that collective, cohesive from start to finish. I think like they're a team. It feels like it the whole time from when they're first going after Hydra or the Hydra remnants in Sokovia to when they go to Barton's house, to when they end up back in Sokovia.
Yeah,
as a whole. Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, I would have that in my top 30. I wouldn't have it any lower on the list than 30.
It's in my top 20. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Just because I
can tell you where it's at.
I really enjoy the movie. It's kind of my same problem that I talked about with Secret Invasion. It's just I'm a big comic book. I'm almost a purist at times, and I try not to be when it comes to the movies because you can only do so much. But when we're talking about a Secret Invasion, a Age of Ultron, a Secret Wars, these are sagas. These are multi-comic book character Civil War. Civil War is maybe the one that I like the best out of those adaptations, and I still, at my purest of pures, am like, I wish that they had maybe tried to do a couple projects under like a Civil War banner, or under an Age of Ultron banner, or under a Secret Invasion banner. Maybe not like a whole freaking saga like the multiverse or the Infinity Stones, but maybe like a phase. Have a phase dedicated to it, where we have 3 or 4 projects going on, where maybe it's not the central story, but it's, you can see the effects of what's going on in that story. So for that reason, I'm not saying that I'd have it at 30, but I could easily put other projects ahead of it, because it can't. You're limiting it to one movie. You can't faithfully adapt that story.
That's fair. It's the constraints of the movie making elements,
Yeah.
but it's definitely in the top 15 for sure.
Werewolf by Night is at 41.
That's sad. It doesn't deserve that, but there's other projects that are better.
Yeah, it's a fun project to watch.
I guess when you factor in, when you factor in is kind of what I'm basing it off of too, like why I'm okay with Eternals being a bit lower, why Werewolf is fine to be that low. Shrug.
40, Thor, 2011. The original Thor.
Yeah.
Fair. 39, She-Hulk. She-Hulk being higher than Age of Ultron really made me mad.
I was higher on the show than like almost everybody, but at the same time, the projects that they have below it should not be this high.
Yeah, I enjoyed some moments of, like, I enjoyed Jen's like character as a whole, like overall.
Yeah.
I could have cared less about like the story that was going on in the background.
Yeah. It suffered like a lot of MCU shows where they just biffed.
We did get to see Matt Murdock or Charlie Cox back as Daredevil, like in the mustard and ketchup suit, which I thought was a very cool comic book adaptation. Like, it was a really good looking comic adaptation of a suit.
I liked the structure of the show. I liked that it was. I wish there was some more legal stuff, but I liked that it was kind of like a single camera law comedy.
Yeah. 38, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Which I like the movie. It's fun, but it
pretty middle of the road.
It's a pretty middle of the road. 37, Fantastic Four. First steps.
No. No. Way too low.
I would put it about here.
I
would put it about here.
15.
I mean, we're talking about we're like I said, in the 30s. We're already in like 4-star projects.
Yeah,
4 out of 5.
Yeah, we're in like the 3.5, 4-star projects.
Yeah,
I think Fantastic. If I'm factoring in, say, I'll say since Infinity War, this is top 5 project for me.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, wait, since Infinity War?
Oh,
yes.
I guess that's
still.
I
mean, that's still almost half of the MCU at this point, if not more, because of the shows.
Okay, well, let me run through them real fast. Top 5 since Endgame for me would be WandaVision, Spider-Man: No Way Home, probably Shang-Chi.
You would have Shang-Chi higher than Fantastic Four?
Yes.
I would put Shang-Chi above Fantastic Four.
Interesting.
Purely for the maybe the action while simultaneously caring about the characters, whereas Fantastic Four.
I really like Shang-Chi, and I think
they did let me down in that way a little bit.
Yeah, I think they really. I think Kevin Feige has a vendetta against people with stretchy powers.
Yeah,
I'm also gonna say Hawkeye is probably in my top 5.
Really?
Hawkeye's very good.
I did like Hawkeye.
And Loki.
I don't know if
Loki's good.
Probably Loki.
I think. Yeah, I really.
Oh no! Wait, Thunderbolts. I think I'm gonna put Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
At least, yeah. Sorry, continue. My bad.
36. Yes. We have Black Widow.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
Could definitely be a little bit lower, but I still like it. But lower.
Yeah, I enjoy the movie, but in terms of in terms of actual like quality, of
it just
movie,
suffered from
good sense too.
It does. It
just suffered from the whole very just.
It came out at the wrong time too, releasing it after she had died. you have 35 Iron Man
If
3.
if uh, yeah,
And that
Thing
is,
is, now
we're in
now
that.
we're talking about other. Now we've mentioned some projects that a couple projects that I'm pretty high on, and I don't know. I think I think I would have it in this range. I would have it in this area for sure.
34 Captain Marvel. 33 The Marvels.
No, I would definitely have
I
one of those. I would definitely have one of those lower. I don't know which one though.
I think I'd actually put Marvels higher than Captain Marvel.
I would
Yeah,
probably
I
too.
agree.
I just the problem I have with the Marvels is the villain of the Marvels.
Yes, but my
So
praise for that movie is the action.
Yes, the action is good
Yeah.
in that movie. Miss Marvel is at
And
32.
the trio, they blend well.
They had all three of them right there back to back. 30,
yeah,
I would
33,
honestly
34,
put Miss
32.
Marvel lower. Miss Marvel would probably be in my lowest quadrant. She is good at her role, but as far as
Yeah.
the story
Yeah.
goes,
Yeah.
her performance was really good, but the show itself was kind of
Yeah, I'd bump
left
that
wanting.
up in a higher number.
So
31
what
is
I would
Ant
do is
Man.
I would, yeah, that's fair. I
um,
think.
did we already do
At this
Ant-Man and the
point.
Wasp? Yeah,
Yes.
we did. I'd probably put Ant-Man higher actually, but again, we're in good range, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
I'm just still, and then maybe we need more time behind us before people realize how good of a project that was. But I would have had Fantastic Four above all of the Marvels projects.
I would probably too, but I think
Yeah,
those would have
I
might have
can
been
agree with that.
boosted up closer to the higher 30s, like higher 30s,
I
low
would
40s.
maybe
Because
I
some of
just
the other
can't get
projects that
behind,
were there,
like-
I would have bumped. I would have swapped. 28 Thunderbolts.
28.
28.
I would have
Multiverse of
that was one of
Madness
my
is at
top.
25.
I'd flip those. I'd flip those 100%.
I think. Well, I would bump Multiverse way up. I don't like what they did with Wanda's character.
I don't know. I had no problem with multiverse. There were some CGI issues for sure. But I don't know. Like we're starting to get to kind of ticky tack stuff. So I would definitely have Thunderbolts in my top 25 though.
Guardians.
I mean, Multiverse of Madness, I could rewrite a whole new script for with Nightmare, and it would make me so happy. So that one would probably be a little bit lower for me. But continue.
Guardians Volume 3 at 24.
That needs to be top 10 in my book.
Higher, yeah.
Yeah, higher.
Well,
At least
I don't
top
know,
15.
because
At least top 15.
I like pretty much all of the Guardians.
All right, I'm gonna jump down into the top 20 because there's some I don't
Yeah,
think
okay.
belong down here. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever at 20.
That's fair.
First,
It could certainly be lower, but I understand maybe why it's higher.
yeah. First
I was
Avenger
one
at
of those
19.
people that got kind of
So,
Shang-Chi at 18.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's fine.
I personally, and it's not from any fault of the movie. I just like other stuff better. I would probably knock it a little bit lower.
Deadpool and
Yeah.
Wolverine at 17. And upon rewatch, I think
No.
this movie is not great.
No, I granted I saw that movie several times. I do not like it.
I don't think it's that great.
It's funny in the first watch. It
Yeah.
progresses nothing while simultaneously they make jokes about the state of the MCU. I think
Exactly.
they should not have built up the characters. I don't like it.
I still liked it upon rewatch. I think my only problem, if I'm getting philosophical, is that it is a movie that exists to exist.
It
Like,
exists to say
this was
goodbye to the
somebody-
Fox universe. That's mainly what it is.
Well, it exists because somebody said, "Hey, Hugh Jackman said he wants to do it," and somebody's like, "Well, we're not going to be an idiot and say no." Like, come on! Like, if Hugh Jackman walked up to you and said, "I would do a Deadpool and Wolverine movie, hard R, under the MCU label," who wouldn't? Who wouldn't make that movie? And I think they did great as far as a Deadpool movie is concerned. But because of I think I agree with Cole where like it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't. We'll see what happens with Deadpool going forward, and maybe Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. But as of right now, like I think it's like I'd maybe knock it a few spots lower for that reason.
The Avengers at
A lot of
15.
spots lower. Hey,
A lot
to your
of-
point, Connor, they were saying it was a goodbye to Fox, and yet we're resurrecting X-Men for the
Exactly.
next phase.
Exactly.
That's so
Exactly.
fair. That's really fair.
15 is the Avengers.
Some people would have it
Uh,
higher.
Some people would put it
I
higher.
don't know
I'd
if
probably
I
put it
would.
in the top 15.
Yeah, I
15
think that's
is
okay.
Top 20.
objectively
Spider-Man
okay.
Homecoming at 14.
Oh wait, no.
No,
I wouldn't put Homecoming at
I would-
14.
I
I
would
don't-
knock that
I
down
honestly,
about
it's
4 or
probably
5
my
spots.
lowest of the Spider-Man.
I think it's
MCU
better than the
movies.
second one. I think it's better than.
I
Far
had
From
the
Home.
first and the second one tied, and I only like the second one so much because of Mysterio and what it set up in No Way Home.
Yeah,
So
I do like what it
I
said.
would probably have-
yeah, with No Way Home.
I would have Far From Home probably at my bottom of the 3. So if Far From Home's higher than Homecoming, I would probably put it in my
It's not.
like low 30s.
It's higher.
Far
Homecoming
From Home is back up in like the high 20s.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay.
It's 22.
still have
Sorry,
it
it's
lower.
22. I was skipping through some of them. It's a 22.
Okay. Then I would put Far From Home in the 30s, and I'd put Homecoming like at like 22, 23 or something like that.
Civil War
Where
is
is it right now?
13.
Okay, cool.
I'll allow it.
Infinity War is 12.
Oh.
Okay, no.
Infinity War is in the top 2, and I don't think it's 2.
Actually, I think Civil War and I'm actually going backwards. Civil War should be in the top 10 for sure. Infinity War should be in the top 10 for sure.
Infinity
Yes.
War needs to be in the top 10. I would have it in the top 5.
I'd put it in the top
Civil
5.
War, I
Three
personally
for
would
sure.
probably put it in the top 10, but at what is it? 12? You said 12 or 13?
12.
I mean, as far as just like you're trying to make a list for everybody, I don't think I would argue with that completely.
Guardians at Volume 2. Guardians Volume 2 at 11.
I would knock
No.
that back a few
Lower.
spaces.
Lower.
Yeah.
By far the worst
it-
of the 3.
Yeah.
It's still
I've
good,
seen-
but
Still
bottom
good.
of the barrel for the
I
3.
don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've seen a lot of people come back to Volume 2 and like hate on it in the past year
Nah.
or two, and I'm like,
The
where's that
Guardians
coming
trilogy is overall the best trilogy of
Oh,
the Marvel
100%.
movies. Like Marvel character.
from? 100%.
Yeah, I think it's always been consistent though that people
I think
saw
it's
the
tied with
second one
Captain
as
America.
It was definitely seen as the
Sorry.
weakest. Loki is at number 10. Now we're cracking the top 10.
I would have Loki in my top 20. I wouldn't have it in my top.
I
10.
wouldn't have it in my top 10. I like Loki. I wouldn't put it in my top 10. Ragnarok at 9.
because it can get a little messy, but yeah, I'd bump it down.
Iron Man 2000. The
I-
original Iron Man at 8.
I would maybe knock it up 2 spots or so, but I don't hate that.
Yeah.
As long as it's in the
No
top
Way
10.
Home is 7.
Yeah. Same. I think some of these are. I think some of these deserve to be top 10. I just don't know where I'd put them in the top 10. I think No Way Home
I'd
I would
actually
maybe
put-
have at 10.
Yeah, I'd put No Way Home a little bit farther back.
Yeah, I'd put
probably
it a
in the
little further
teens.
back, but I'd put it in my top 15.
No Way Home is the best case scenario of fan service because they did it where everything's justified, everything makes
And they
sense.
did it well.
But there's something in me that still doesn't like that Tom Holland did, and he may never, but has throughout his entire trilogy didn't get a movie where it felt like he didn't have to go crying to somebody for help.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was kind of him learning. That movie is
First
the movie.
three, yes.
That's
I
why I
understand
didn't like the
that's the
first two.
arc. I understand that that's the arc and that's the whole responsibility of it all. And I don't even, it's not that I don't like what they did with that from like a outside perspective, but I don't know. But all that to be said, if they were going to do it, they frickin' nailed it with it. So
Yeah.
and not, it was just, I mean, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, so I could find takes to hate on a movie, but I could also find takes to like completely love it. So
X-Men 97 at 6. I'd put it in my top 10. If we're going off the same thing as in this list, I'd put it in my top 10. It's a fantastic
It's hard.
show. It's a fantastic
so
show.
good, so good.
Genosha
I would have it in
Island.
my top. Yeah, I would have it in my top 15 to 20. But me personally, it's just me personally. But I don't. I'm not going to argue with that.
Winter Soldier is in 5.
Winter Soldier needs to be number. I would have it at 4 or 3.
I'd put it, if for me personally, that is my favorite Marvel movie.
I think it deserves
Personally,
to be.
it's my number 1, and
as
Infinity would be my
as long
number
as
2.
as long
we're
as
losing
it's in
Cole's
the top
camera.
5. Oh, Cole.
I was Winter Soldier.
Yeah, no, top 3.
Thank you.
That's what I said.
Okay, thank you.
I think
It's my
again,
number
I'll
one.
go back and say I will go back and say I think if you're talking about like just a general list that's supposed to like kind of appeal to everybody, I think it at least needs to be in the top 5. So I'm
Yeah.
not pissed at 5, but I would have it in my top 3.
The first half being like a spy intrigue movie is just so good. The Winter Soldier is a scary, like his theme is scary. It's such a good. The characters are fantastic.
It's kind of the reason we keep giving the Russo brothers movies. Like
Honestly, that's fair.
Like we know it's in them. We know it's in them. They made that, and they were like nobody knew who they were beforehand. And Infinity War was great. Endgame was great, but like what have like they've made so many projects since then, and nobody gives a shit about any of the other projects. That's the whole reason we give the
The
Russo
best
brothers
thing
chicken.
that Winter Soldier does is in a phase where they were still making single hero movies, is they have 2 supporting cast members that are huge comic characters supporting Chris Evans' Captain America, and it makes it a more exciting movie for where we're at in the phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Spider-Man movies typically do that too. Like to your criticism, Andrew, saying he has someone to go cry to, but it's also realistic for the world he's in.
Yes,
He's
you're
leaning
you're
his
very
shoulder
right.
on
That's what
heroes.
I think. I stand by the statement. I think Spider-Man does so much better in cinematically in his own universe with his rogues. I think cinematically, like if you take in, if we're going like television show, like the old like the '90s Spider-Man television show where he had like the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, Daredevil, and like those supporting superheroes.
Where they could hop in for an episode.
Exactly.
Or 2, but
that's where it works. But when you have him in the MCU, you're like, okay, well, if Venom is on the planet, if we have an alien here, is Spider-Man really the one that's going to be dealing with, like, you think somebody else like isn't going to be there? WandaVision's 4.
I hate that.
If it's in the top 5, I'm chill. But again, I'd say Winter Soldier, Infinity War, and WandaVision are my top 3.
I personally would just make sure that WandaVision's in the top 10. That's me personally. I would maybe have it a little bit lower versus some other projects, but I think Cole, like I think you're very right. Like I said, I'm a diehard Spider-Man fan. I've always been. So like I do go back and forth with that opinion because I'll say like I don't like that he's constantly going to other characters, but then I'll go and tell myself like, but it's a very Spider-Man thing to have other characters just up into his comic books.
Yeah.
I think we should wait and see for Brand New Day because, in my opinion, I feel like we're just getting started with him. I feel like the first 3 is kind of a long, drawn-out origin.
Have you seen these pictures?
I've seen John Bernthal as Punisher. I've seen, I think we're getting Mr. Negative on screen.
It's very speculated. It's very speculated.
Rumored to be Mr. Negative. I have seen John Bernthal as the Punisher on set, though, and I think the Punisher and Tom Holland's Spider-Man is a very interesting dynamic.
In my opinion, when they said John Bernthal as Punisher is going to be in the movie, I was like, we don't need anybody else. Like, get the Hulk stuff out of here.
I want to see Charlie Cox's Daredevil and Tom Holland's Spider-Man interact.
I would love to.
Because I want to see Daredevil and Spider-Man together again, because some of my favorite Spider-Man episodes from the late '90s show is when it's him and Daredevil.
Yeah.
Right.
I think if Born Again wasn't as rough as it was, like if they actually had good writing from the start and didn't try chopping it up after it was finished.
Yeah.
If we were including Daredevil, the Netflix show, in here, like the 3 seasons of that would be my number 1. That is the best Marvel project as a whole, all 3 seasons.
Oh, if
perfect.
we were including all 3 seasons, I would probably have that in my top 5 for sure. For sure.
I'm actually going to say that Born Again impresses me with how they were able to save it.
That's true. That's true. Because when you can tell the episodes that are the old script, and you're like, man, I'm really glad they didn't keep going with this. I'm still mad they killed Foggy. I'm still mad they killed Foggy.
Here's the thing, though. They committed to it, and they did.
I mean, at least they committed to it, which I do appreciate that they did.
I wouldn't have done it. But
also, can we talk about Bullseye as a villain? Agent, can we talk about what's his name? What's the actor's name? What's his name? He plays Agent Poindexter. Like, he is a fantastic villain. Like his casting for psychotic killer, so good.
And
I
He's
just think
like
the
one of
fact
the
that
few
they,
actors I just don't even know who that is.
I can't remember what his
Yeah.
name is. He's so good.
and
though.
that's amazing though, but because you know his performance though.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is number 3.
Okay,
It's,
I don't.
it's top
I
10. But
I wouldn't have
yeah,
put it
sure.
at 3, but I okay.
Black Panther at 2. People, I hate harping
can
on
see-
this
I can-
movie. I
Top
Chadwick
15.
Boseman is great, and Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger is great.
Yeah,
The
I agree
CGI
with you.
takes me out of it. It's terrible. It's so bad at so many moments. The
Do you think
Yeah.
it's in the
I-
in the first half, or do you think it's only in the second half? Because I think a lot about CGI is the second.
the second half, the CG is just I think horrible. The first half is fine.
Getting
I
rid of the
think-
practicals too hurts for
Yes.
that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm tired of nano
The Civil
suits.
War
I'm
was
tired of
so
nano
good.
suits. I hate
You
it.
hate it
Yeah.
when you hate it when a studio's like, we have toys, and you're like, but that's not the point. No, I mean, I think if we're talking about performances, I would agree that it's top 3 as far as like our leads.
They are good.
From Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan. I don't know if I would necessarily put.
It's in my top
Any-
20.
I would
Yeah.
have it in my I would have it in my top 15 to maybe 10. Like I could figure out a way to get it into my top 10. Because as a story, I really like the story as a whole. I think Chadwick's performance is awesome. I think Michael B. Jordan. I think it's maybe one of the best acted. It might be, in my opinion, maybe the best acted movie in the MCU. In my opinion.
I mean, you could. I mean,
Not
yeah,
even-
you could argue that. Like, there's definitely an argument to
could-
be made there.
You could make an argument that it's at least top 3 overall cast performance.
And I love Ryan Coogler. Which of those? Yeah, I like Ryan Coogler a lot as a director and a writer. So like, I wanted this to be better, or I wanted it to be more like not intriguing, because it was intriguing, but I think I just wanted more from it. I don't know what else I would have wanted from it, but
Interesting.
I don't know. I understand with actors and contracts and stuff like that, it's kind of sticky. But there are sometimes when they kill a villain off. And like,
I
I'm
have
not
a
saying
problem
that
with the MCU killing villains.
I'm not saying that they didn't justify it in the movie, but I'm kind of like, what's the point of an MCU? What's the point of an interconnected web of movies where we're gonna have sequels and
If
other
you don't have
characters can show
reoccurring
up?
villain.
If we don't have reoccurring villains,
There's two.
Come on.
There's a few that I like. Ultron had just removing Ultron at the gate was a bad
he's
idea.
coming back. He's coming
Hopefully.
back for Vision Quest. They've confirmed it. He's
But Vision Quest, he deserves to be in a bigger movie.
We'll see.
Ultron in the
Maybe-
comics is so good.
maybe that's one of those shows that like you need to watch before something else.
Crossbones being killed off at the beginning of Civil War. I don't think he needed to
To be
kill
fair,
Crossbones.
he was in Winter Soldier.
He was,
so
but
I did
like, it's like he's
I
like a
did
secondary
that they
pro.
can-
See, but he would have been
Yeah,
a great villain in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Him and Mackey's connection
Yeah.
would have been like, if they kept him around for that and just didn't kill him in that, he would have been a better villain than the Flag Smashers in that.
I like
personal
That
that
totally
they-
could have been like a
I-
henchman too.
one thing
That
that I loved about
blew up.
right?
One thing that I loved about Infinity War is that they retconned Red Skull's death.
Mhm.
Like they didn't even though it wasn't Hugo Weaving, I was like, thank you. I just like that he's around, that he's out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Avengers,
Getting rid of some of the Iron
Endgame.
Man villains, getting rid of Hela, getting rid
Oh yeah,
of
Hela. Cole and I both
yeah.
love Hela. We talked about
you know,
this
I
in
was almost
college.
I was gonna bring up the evil hot scale, but maybe that's for another
time.
another time, since we've honestly.
But now
gone
but then they
through-
bring back some villains and they don't always do great with them. Like
Yeah.
I was very disappointed with what they did
Peter.
with Zemo. And
Oh,
No.
Zemo! I wanted to be such a good. Him in the comics he's such a cool villain in the comic, and I wanted them to go full camp with his suit. Like, give him the full purple face mask with the jewels and like the royal suit. Like, I know where I could get that, but him when he showed up in Civil
technically
War,
still out there, right?
he is. Yeah, he's still out there. I did
Still out
like him
there.
as a secondary character in
I
Falcon and the
think
Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I think they would have made him the villain in Brave New World, but they had just had Falcon and Winter Soldier, and
Mhm.
so I think they may have been afraid to like
Use him again
have too
for that.
have too much of this, too much
But
of the
he's
same.
not like
too
a
soon,
villain
too
in
bad.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He's like a
No. Yeah.
he's like an instigator.
Well, you know, he
But
also
that's,
leads. He leads. What's that
doesn't
villainous?
he lead?
He leads a villain team. He basically leads like a
Is
It's
it
like
not Thunderbolts?
It's like Masters of Evil. He does. He leads like multiple teams. At one point, he's like either a part of or the leader of the Thunderbolts.
he is
too.
at one point. Yeah, I think I like Daniel Brog. Is it Brog? Yeah, actor who plays him.
Yeah, Masters of Evil and
Brawl.
Thunderbolts.
It's Brawl.
Brawl.
Yeah,
I love him as
what
an
makes
actor,
me
and I think he
mad
does a great job.
He's great.
is that we've never seen like a campy like Saturday morning cartoon entrance of like 5 top tier bad guys or like A to C tier working together.
Exactly. Which is I'm hoping they go that direction for Tom Holland Spider-Man.
No Way
And-
Home was the closest they came to the Sinister Six, and I was like, how much work would it have taken if you had just gotten Michael Keaton in here
And
be
gave
the
us
Vulture,
give us
and
the
just
Vulture.
just give us the Sinister Six? Because now we still can't say we've ever had the Sinister Six.
And like,
Yep.
yeah, in live action, yeah.
And he
Yeah.
was right there. They had the rights. He would have come back. Came back for Morbius.
Yeah, he brought it back for
Yeah.
Morbius. He'd come back for No Way Home. Do you want to hear our number one slot?
It is.
It's Endgame, number one.
No.
No, it's not even the
How
best
low was
Avengers
it?
movie.
How low was Infinity War again?
12, I think.
Oh,
It's 11.
I would have
12 or
maybe
11.
flipped those personally. I would have maybe had like Endgame at
12.
10 and
But-
Infinity War at 1.
Endgame so like if you remove the original theater experience and the end of what happened, like you take it just as a movie in the middle now of what we have. What is it?
It's
54 movies.
Still a really good climax because
It's a
you
great
still have-
climax.
you still have the 3 movies leading up to it, so it's not like
and
movie-
it's a harder job too.
It is, yeah. But I don't think
Infinity
it's.
War, you have the ease of writing a cliffhanger, whereas in game you have to wrap up a whole saga. That's a hard job.
Yeah,
not to mention using a whole cast of characters you didn't have for the most part in Infinity War. So you have to make the characters make sense as to why they're there. You have to justify like why you took away all these other characters who are super important, and it's like I thought it was
Which
actually
I don't think they
clever.
do actually well, in my opinion. Because
I agree with Cole.
splitting, making half the cast disappear, but cherry picking the original just so that you can have the saga climax.
Okay, well,
That was a
are
cop
we
out.
gonna poop? Are we gonna
That's
take a
such a
dump on them?
cop-out.
Are we gonna take a dump on them because like I don't know, like you're not gonna you're not gonna put it into like a randomized generator. You're gonna want to put
Why
in,
not?
like,
well, I think it would have been interesting to
Because you
see some of
still
those characters navigate that situation without some other
not-
characters. Like, what
I'm
would they
not
have done if Iron
disagreeing.
Man got blipped?
I'm not disagreeing with you completely. Like, because like I think in some ways that would have been really fun and really compelling. But I mean, come on, like this is the culmination to their story, the original Avengers story, to Tony Stark's story, like from where we started in his movie and Phase 1, which ended with the Avengers. So, I mean, on some level, I do agree with you. Like from like a pure writing, pure plot level, like how interesting would that have been if it was like Ant-Man, like Shuri, like all these rando characters. But at the end of the day, like I think it would have missed what I think a classic, very heroic, very almost mythological story needs, which is like you need to see some kind of closure with these characters as a team.
I agree to a point, but I think where we're at now, where the MCU has progressed so far out from Endgame, we didn't know what would be after Endgame. Knowing that Hawkeye lives, that Hulk lives, that Thor lives, I think we could have sidelined at least half of the main Avengers team if we were going to progress them into the future. And honestly, I think reshaping what that looks like is maybe no Black Widow death, maybe a better conclusion.
They really
to
shot
America.
themselves in the foot with
They
that.
really did shoot
I
themselves
think
in
it
the foot with killing Black Widow.
I think they shot themselves in the foot. I like the choice because that was in the moment you're like, oh my gosh, like it raises the stakes that people that we thought were like they're fine, they're good, they can die. I thought that was kind of neat, but so I'm not gonna punish the Russos for killing her off in that movie. I will punish the MCU as a whole though for mishandling it afterwards.
No, they mishandled it right then and there when they didn't give her a funeral, when they barely acknowledged that her sacrifice
yeah.
is more impactful than Tony Stark's because she didn't know if it would actually bring about the conclusion that she wanted.
Yeah,
She had
that's
to do
fair.
it off of belief, and they don't give her the respect that she deserves.
Then they
Preach.
tried to give her the respect by giving her a B-
Movie.
movie.
I wouldn't even. I'd say it's a C- movie as a whole.
Yeah. I think
I want a lot. Florence Pugh
and
steals the
David
show,
Harbour
which sucks.
Save that movie.
Which sucks
so
because
much.
I love ScarJo, and I think she's
Yeah.
great as Black Widow in all the earlier entries, including Endgame and if it, like the first half of Endgame.
But they wrote her as a side character, and Yelena got the benefit of being a main character from day one.
Exactly, that's very true. Very true.
To be fair, the character of Black Widow, even though she does have a very rich history, it's a hard character to play with a lot of emotion when she's literally like kind of a robot in her original iteration as well.
Now you know what else
Yeah,
they screwed up?
ScarJo, but she does the best with her like
Oh yeah,
sassy,
she elevated that a lot.
sassy, quippy like
Yeah.
one-liners.
And you know what makes me
It's
mad
hard
about
'cause
that
just-
also, that movie? Is they made Taskmaster not the Taskmaster of the original comics and stuff because he's quippy and sarcastic and kind of a dick at all times.
I almost said
my biggest
earlier, if
problem
they
with
had
the
made
whole movie.
Taskmaster accurate, it would be a whole star up, honestly.
Oh, 100%.
for me.
Yes, it definitely would have. Instead of making it a robot using
With a cyborg
technology, a cyborg to copy everybody's moveset. No, make him a cocky
It's a mess.
dickhead who's sarcastic,
It's
instigates
also unfair
everybody.
to, like, they could have like gender swapped the
Oh
character.
yeah, you definitely could have.
You could have like whoever, like, if anybody's listening back and is like, it's not the fact that they made her a woman, it's the fact that they completely stripped the character of everything outside of the ability to copy moves unique. And so it's like, why is this character any more special than like half a dozen other characters we've seen? Like, this is basically just like a diet Winter Soldier.
Oh, pretty much. Without
I'm gonna
any of
say
the
that it
interesting
does-
past.
Without the interesting Bucky stuff that we got in the first Avenger.
Mhm.
In my opinion, I do think I am gonna say that they shouldn't have gender swapped it, especially because they make it clear that Black Widow was okay with killing her to get to Dreykov. It just seems counterintuitive to the main theme of the movie, and I feel like it would stand out more if he was just the character that he is in the comics.
Yeah. I like the Taskmaster in the comics and which Spider-Man TV show is it? The Amazing Spider-Man?
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man. Him and the Ultimate Spider-Man is so entertaining. Like that character as a whole is such an interesting, fun character that you could throw at any of the Avengers characters in their own movies if you wanted to. Like that's like one of those reoccurring villains that you can throw at any of them and it works.
That would have been a very interesting. That would have been a very interesting villain for Sam Wilson to go against. I might add.
It also, yes, again, another villain that you could have thrown into Brave New World.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that was certainly a list.
That was a list.
If a list ever did exist, that was
it was a list.
one.
There's some that like it's not like all. It's like the most frustrating list, but there are some that I'm like, really.
There were some that just didn't need to be in like their section of 10. They either needed to be like in a whole other section of 10 below or a whole other section of 10 ahead of them. Like otherwise, within groupings of 10, I think there's many that could just float within that 10.
Yeah,
you know.
So in the theme of ranking worst to best, to close this out, what is your superhero rankings for 2025?
Ooh.
Oh, for this year?
For this year?
Yep.
Okay, wait. So what came out this year? Thunderbolts.
Captain America. Thunderbolts. Superman. Fantastic Four.
I'd put Superman
at number 1. Do we want to do
just
movies? Do we want to do just movies, or do we want to do shows as well?
What shows are there?
Born Again.
No.
X-Men 97.
Just the four movies.
No, let's just do movies. Superman is my number 1. I know it is just James Gunn kind of repeating what he did with the Guardians movies, but I like that he has a style and he's been consistent. It's his thing. He's done it. But that was like I missed the campy superhero movies. Like I was talking to my buddy about this. Like I miss like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies are campy, but that's what makes superheroes endearing. Like I'm kind of moving away from like the nitty gritty, like dark. Unless we're talking about Matt Reeves' Batman, that's different. That's separate entity. That's separate. I love Pattinson's Batman.
Talk
I'm
about that at
excited
a
for that
different
universe.
time.
We'll talk about that. But Superman,
Because I could praise and rant. But yes, Superman number one for
number one for
Cotton.
me. And then I would probably go Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Brave New World.
Fantastic Four second.
It's just I could swap Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. They are very interchangeable for me.
Okay, interesting. Because I'm Thunderbolts, and then I could swap Superman and Fantastic Four interchangeably.
Fantastic Four, it was missing something important. Like I don't know.
I mean, they popped that movie up, so I think it actually is like kind of missing something.
Yeah.
But for what it is, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's my ranking.
All right. For me, I'll say these first three. I'm gonna say are very similar to like what Connor said with the interchangeable. They're so close. It's like the difference between 4.5 and 5 stars. Like it's literally that small of a margin for me. So the ranking does not fully indicate how much or how little I like the movie.
That's fair.
Number one, I would probably put Fantastic Four personally.
Okay.
I just thought it was such a faithful adaptation of the characters. And it was so nice to see them do something outside of their comfort zone as a studio and execute it. And execute it like we have. I'm not saying I'm not a big subscriber to like the MCU needs to be saved. They're fine. They're gonna be fine. They're the more movies they make, the more duds they're gonna make. That's just how it goes. But that being said, watching Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four this year has been so refreshing because this is what we were used to for years, where even if it wasn't your favorite, you walked out being like, that was a really good movie. So anyways, Fantastic Four, and I just personally have a lot of love for Fantastic Four. So Fantastic Four number one.
Yeah.
I think it was the best cinematography. I thought it was some of the best world designing. I thought it was maybe. I thought it had. I think its highest moments emotionally were a little, just a tad higher for me than Superman. Just a tad, just a tad. Sucks because I really love Thunderbolts, but I'm gonna put Superman 2. And no, I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, you were cutting out there.
Honestly, those three though are all like neck and neck in my opinion.
I think Superman would be number. I think Superman would be number one. I was gonna say I think Superman would be number one for me. It just had the way that I describe it is I think it's a really good Superman movie, but I think it's an even better DCU movie. And in some ways, I think I really like. Let me just say, James Gunn executed on everything he tried to do. Everything he tried to do, he did very well. That being said, I wouldn't have put as much like Justice Gang stuff in the movie. Not because I didn't like it, but because I felt like it took away time from where that we could have been spending in the Daily Planet, in Smallville, with Lois and Superman, or with Jimmy. Anytime that they stuck with like the Superman stuff, it was some of the best superhero movie I've ever seen. But we dedicated like 15 to 20 minutes, it felt like 15 to 20 minutes on Justice Gang stuff. When I felt like if they had kind of like, as much as I loved Guy Gardner in that movie.
Oh, Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner is so good.
I loved him, but I felt like if we had cut his stuff in half, and just thrown it away or made it like extra length stuff, like extra features on a DVD, like deleted scenes, and just kept the Mr. Terrific stuff, I don't think I would have changed it all.
I would not change anything. Mr. Terrific was such a good character.
But I wanted like maybe 10 more minutes of Clark Kent. Forget Superman, like Clark Kent. the 4 minutes we got of him in the Daily Planet, I was geeking out because like this is the best Clark Kent stuff we've seen maybe ever, and we barely got any Clark Kent stuff of him like at with the big suit, with the disheveled hair, the glasses, because otherwise he was Clark, but he was like a hybrid Clark Superman, where he was like his whole self with Lois Lane, and so I just wanted to see some more of that. Um,
Yeah.
but that being said, I thought everything was very good. I just didn't, anyways. Um, I just felt like they were trying to set up the DC maybe a little bit too much in that movie instead of just like letting the movie focus on what makes the character special.
I think they almost had to with this movie.
I mean, I don't blame them. I'm not pissed at them for doing it. I would have done it differently. Thunderbolts. I think I have like a little love affair in this scenario with Thunderbolts, because I think Thunderbolts is it's maybe the best written. I don't know. It was like, it's like the little engine that could. Like nobody expected this thing to do any good, and it was fantastic. And for that reason, I love it. And then Brave New World, which I really it was fine. It did some really cool things, but
Definition of mid.
what's up?
I said the definition of mid.
Yeah.
Basically, like it felt like you could just feel like they didn't know what they wanted the movie to be, because they committed so hard to the Red Hulk, and it's like they overcommitted to the Hulk stuff, without having. I think literally if they had just maybe even had, forget the Hulk, maybe like Bruce Banner in there or something like that, or it just shouldn't have, like, that specific story. I'm not saying a Captain America movie shouldn't have been made. I think Baki and Sam Wilson, they deserve their own movie. I like them as a character. They work. That specific story should never have been told. Should never have been told.
Yeah, it shouldn't exist.
No, it shouldn't.
So that's my really long-winded answer.
Hodgepodge of a movie. Awesome. Yeah, I think we can close it out there. That list gave us a shit ton to talk about.
I know.